All right, guys, promised you another very special guest. We're going to be able to talk some music. We're going to talk life, talk a little wrestling background. And man alive, I did a little research. So we've got, let me see, from TNA Impact Wrestling. You might know her from that. You know her from the radio, from streaming, from YouTube, from socials, all of that. TV as well. She's got reality series. Man, you've done it all. Goldy Locks with us today. Goldie, thank you so much for taking the time, my friend.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I just subbed to your channel. I'm at the Cameron Dole YouTube page and Insta, and I want to make sure everybody listening is subscribed to this great man. He's doing a lot of awesome things and putting out a lot of content. So make sure you give him a sub.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Now, Goldie, let's just start off talking the new single. Just say yes. I heard that it was an anthem, and I usually throw things on about the last hour before an interview, so I get the song in my head. I only had to play it once. It's been playing in my head ever since.
Oh, you're sweet. It's just something fun. We just wanted to do. We're normally like a little bit more rock, and this is more pop, as I was saying before we started. And we just wanted to do something fun. Cameron, the last couple of songs that we have, like the billboard and the back, those two. That was a reinvention of Black, Pearl Jam's Black. And we did it in support of child abuse prevention. So like the video was like really hardcore. And then we followed it up with another original, All to You, which again was suicide prevention and mental health awareness. So that was just very dark and like really edgy stuff. And we were like, let's just do something really fun and light and family friendly that everybody can sing along to and have a good time. And the coolest thing was, I thought that in the video, there's like a little, cheesy dance breakdown where we're all pushing vacuum cleaners, because we'll get into like what the song is kind of about, but we're pushing our vacuum cleaners. We're like, you know what, we need to do like a little TikTok kind of contest, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And we just gave away like thousands of dollars in cash prizes, and whoever had the most engagement won. And it was really fun. And a couple people took home some money for some bills. And it was just light. Sometimes you just need to do some light, fun, catchy little things. So that was cool. Yeah. Now there'll be rock after that.
There you go. Really and talking about the light, there's been a lot of dark lately. How much do we need a reason to smile and to laugh and just let loose a little bit?
I have decided today when I woke up that I am not going to engage. I don't ever, but once in a while I'll get real hot and I'll leave a comment online. It's not even worth doing it anymore. It's just like, it just seems like more and more and more like it's really tiring being an actual artist. Like I was kind of born an artist, and I started working when I was 3 and doing acting and movies, and this is kind of my thing. This is what I do, but it's like everybody's got a brand, and it doesn't matter if you like cut your toenail, you now have a channel, that whatever, everybody's got. It's just exhausting, because it's like, I feel like sometimes I feel like an imposter out there. Like I really have been doing this my whole life, putting out content, had big record deals, had a record deal with Prince, had a record deal with other Minneapolis, labels and whatnot. And I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I'm like this joke out there. Like, what am I doing? I don't even have views as the person that's, combing their alligators tiles, or it's, you know what I mean? It's just, everybody's got something. So I decided today that I'm going to post my stuff. I'm going to respond to people that are showing me some love. And then I'm not going to go down like any more rabbit holes of like, there's just so much. What my point of that rant was, is there's so much negative stuff that people post only for a view, or only for a like, or if I've got one more person filming something where they should be helping, you know what I mean? So now I don't even know if it's fake or not, or if it's staged, but like help the animal that you're filming, or help the little kid that's going to fall off a cliff or outside of a window or whatnot. It's just getting to be a complete shit show, circus clown act out there. And I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I'm just going to stay in my lane, put out our content and promote our music. And like I said, respond to people that are leaving me comments and whatnot. That's all I can do. I want to stay away from that other stuff.
Now, Goldie, you hit something. You hit something for me. And like I told you, I don't script anything. I always, I follow along, and you hit something there. You felt like an imposter. How much since 2020 have you found that, after locking up, how hard was it to get back up and feel like yourself again? And how hard is it? Do you still have to push yourself each day?
Still don't feel like myself anymore. We had so many shows booked, and then I also have a photography company. So, you know, I shoot like all these amazing artists and bands and celebrities all across the globe. And we had so many things on the calendar, Cameron, and then it just all went away. And I think what contributes to feeling like weird is like, and it wasn't just the pandemic, it was like our whole voting structure. Like why would I take off from work right now and miss work and miss making money to go vote when it's not going to probably count anyway, or whatever the powers that be want to win is going to win. It just like, once I saw like my vote doesn't even matter anymore. Like it kind of doesn't, like, that's my opinion anyway. It's like, so that doesn't matter. And then the government can literally just say whatever it wants to say, and we have to follow all this stuff. Like, I mean, I watched people with amazing jobs getting fired because they chose to not follow what was being pushed. And it wasn't even like, you should take this shot because, I mean, I think it started out like it's going to help save your life or it's going to help you in some way, but it started to become like, you should just take this shot because, and then because I say, and then if you don't, this is going to happen to you. It just, there was too much stuff with the vaccine, which with COVID, with everything getting shut down, with like our election. And then in the middle of it, we had like a tornado. We had a bomb go off in downtown Nashville. And like, that was just a mess on Christmas Eve. And we had a tornado and we had all this stuff. It was just like, I don't know if I ever will be, but I have a new way of thinking about things. But like I said, once the government just got so sketched out, like that was just like, I knew things were sketchy, but not that sketchy. Like, so now it just gives you a different perspective of like, again, like what we were saying about people filming things, like what's real and what's not real anymore. I don't know. Not a conspiracy crazy theorist. I'm just like, I'm out there in life and I'm touring all the time, and I see like all these different situations and people and lifestyles, and it really does make you think. So that's my take on that. Still not back to normal.
Now, when you're out and about and traveling the different parts of the country, you know, the media always tells us how much different people are based on where you're at, but how much alike are people enjoying music and just having a good time and needing to kick their feet up a little bit?
Well, you know, I was thinking about that because I'd seen so many videos on Los Angeles where I moved from, and just, I was afraid to go a couple weeks ago because I was just like, because of what I've seen. And when I got there, it wasn't anything like, I mean, yeah, the same spots that were always Skid Row in that area and some in Hollywood with people camping out on the streets. So some of the stuff that I saw like on social and online, maybe like 5% was true. And then the rest of it was just like what I was used to, and which was really odd because like I said, it made it seem like it was going to be completely different. And then, you know, you think of politics out there are completely different than the South, and it really wasn't. It's just everybody kind of was thinking along the same lines that I've been my friends forever, and new people that I met. Like I said, they've got their own opinions and beliefs on things, but like it was pretty chill. So that's my like 2 week ago Los Angeles experience, where I was expecting everybody over there to be completely on one side of things and everybody to be completely camping out on the streets, and everybody had lots of different political views and lots of different views on everything. And a lot of people had the same kind of views as I did on things. And it was, like you said, like, I think more people are, again, it goes back to not a conspiracy theorist, but I think it's just more fun for the media to divide and conquer and cause a bunch of problems when there really weren't that many. If we didn't have the media telling us everything, and if there wasn't like, I think Facebook was like the worst during the pandemic because a lot of older people are on Facebook, and like that's where you got your news from. Like, what's that? You know, did you do your own reading? I don't know. So I think people are way more like than we give them credit for. That's a really good point to make. It's very positive.
Well, thank you. Now to change up your sound for Just Say Yes. And how hard was it? Did you have to do a little Did you have to do a little twisting of arms to get the bandmates to feel comfortable with it, or was it something everybody was bought in?
No, we do one-offs all the time. Like we had a country soundtrack. It was like really country. That was a few years ago, and as long as it's music and it's good, like we're totally cool. I mean, yeah, I did pop when I had my record deal. It was like R&B and pop, and I was with like Dallas Austin's camp. That's like the TLC camp, and Atlanta, and then Minneapolis with all the Prince cats, and even in Europe and Sweden with Max Martin, all the ABBA camps and crews. Like that stuff's super sugary pop. So if you look at anything online, even though a lot of stuff has been taken down because the last record deal took everything down, I got to put it all back up. It's real pop, but like our guys are so cool. Like whatever it is, as long as it's good, it's got a good melody and there's goodness to it. They're going to be cool doing it. But like I said, we're excited to get on with the more rocked out stuff too, as well. As long as it's great, which I think it's a great song. It's fun. We had a lot of fun recording it, and the video is so much fun.
That's cool. Now, how much has your writing and maybe your music ear changed over the last few years?
It hasn't. Same old shit, different day. Yeah.
Same old me.
I mean, yeah, you write what you know, you write what your history is. And, no matter what happens over the last few years, you can't take away somebody's childhood or their influences or their experiences or the people that they've met. Or, if you're a good songwriter, you should be able to like take your experiences and verbally put them in a way that you say something that either somebody else can identify with, or like you were saying in the top of the hour, like something that makes people, I like to do things that make people feel better. Gene Simmons, like they won't ever put out any song that makes them look weak or that makes them look like they're not completely the light and strength and rock and roll. And they don't put out stuff. And I think a lot about that, or I think about, boohoo songs are good once in a while, but like, I don't want to put out a bunch of songs that people are going to sit around and like feel like shit and like fall into a deeper hole. Like I want them to feel, Just Say Yes is kind of just like this earworm that gets stuck in your head, and like whatever it is that you need to just say yes to, whether it's like, I need to just quit this job, like that's what the video is. It's like a deadbeat job. Like just say yes, like move on, quit, or just say yes, like go ask that person on a date, or go ask that person that you think is cool to, it's so funny. Like so many people are like, oh, I wouldn't ask them to lunch or to coffee. I'm like, why wouldn't you? If there's somebody at the gym that I think is cool, a cool chick or hot dude or whatever, I'll just say, hey, I'll see you around. Or if I don't, like, there's a nice coffee shop down the way, or there's a really good healthy place to get some lunch. If you're ever working out and you want to hit me up, like I'll say like, here's how to find me on social media. Or if, I don't want to be creepy and be like, here's my number. But there's so many people that you can just say yes to be a new friend. There's so many people I hear that, oh, I don't have a lot of friends. And they're like, well, yeah, well, whose fault is that? Like go out and ask somebody to do something, or engage with them, or ask them a question. At the gym is a really fun time when somebody's on their break and they're off of their set, they're just taking a quick little break. Like you say something to them, or, hey, you're doing a really good job. I love walking by people on the treadmill that are just dripping sweat and just like giving them a thumbs up and like a little wink or something like that. And like leaving the door open to have a conversation. Or even the other day at the grocery store, there's this precious woman that works there. She doesn't know who I am or what I've done, or she just thinks I'm some chick that always looks like complete shit at the end of the night when I walk in sweatpants, But that's what's so cool about her. She doesn't know anything about me. She's always real nice. She lights up, and she was so cute when I checked out. She's like, I got my number for you, Goldy Locks. Would you ever want to get some lunch or something like that? And I didn't have the heart to tell her, like, I don't have time to like wipe my ass. Like I don't have time to do my laundry. I'm never here. But I thought, you know what? Another human being reached out to you. You better make time to do something with them. And then she said, do you think maybe sometime, I've always wanted to go to the gym, would you take me to the gym? And then I was like, all right, well, all bets are off. Yeah, of course. Somebody reached out and said, will you help me? Like, yes, then I have to do that. So just say yes to like communicating with people, and don't be so in your shell. And then God, like the 20-something-year-olds that are out there, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's up.
Being available, I think is a big part of just saying yes too, right? Being available and being cognizant of what's around you.
we got to get these kids that are coming up to get out of this funk, because it seems like everybody that I know that's got a kid that's like in their early 20s, they're kind of following the same pattern, and it's very different than was that age. And I'm not that old, Cameron. And I just remember when I was 15, it was like the day I turned 15, it was like, we're going to go get my permit. And the day I turned 16, I was going to go fail my driver's license 3 times. But it seems like a lot of my friends' kids, they're scared to drive. And they're like 25 and 26 years old, and they're living at home, or they're afraid to move out. Or, so, just say yes to like the things that you're afraid of. Like, you can't be 30 years old and have your mom driving you to things, like that's her time to go. I feel bad. God, I feel bad for my friends. Like, they're just, and I know they're good parents and everything like that. But man, my dad would have told me to get my ass out the door and like figure it out, sink or swim. So just say yes to the things that you're afraid of. And again, really good point about being available, or saying yes to cats.
Yeah, right.
Would you say that one's name? What's the black one's name?
That's Finnegan. That's Finnegan.
Isn't he just the most docile little guy?
Yeah, he likes to hang with Dad. He's studio
cat.
What
a cute guy. Black ones are so. Isn't that crazy how people like always don't adopt the black ones because there's a stigmatism or a stereotype that says that they're bad luck or something like. Right. I've always had black cats. They're the best.
I love them. Now,
me too.
Talked about wrestling. Let's talk about what your time in the TNA Impact Wrestling. What did that? How did that help you? Did that help you maybe?
Oh, tons.
Help you like on the down times to find that inner peace for yourself? Did that help that?
In a weird roundabout way, like I learned a lot of great things from wrestling. I learned that most people in that business are so humble and so grateful for any opportunity at all. I made a lot of their clothes because I sew. So I was making all the ring, whatever you call it. Shit, there's all kinds of different ways. We call it gimmicks. Right. In wrestling, it's like, all their gimmicks. I made all that stuff. And it's like every time everybody was so appreciative and so grateful. And then you're in other businesses where, oh, that's not good enough, or that's not right. And like in wrestling, everything was just like, wow, thanks a lot. Like so many people, I think, in wrestling become wrestlers because they didn't have a good childhood, or they didn't have a good solid upbringing, and they're looking for like that something more. So like when you're in that dysfunctional family, and it is dysfunctional because most people have broken necks and broken backs, and like they're in massive physical pain, and they're injured, and they're still out there working every week because if you don't, you're going to lose your spot. So there's like, it's cutthroat, but I think a lot of the people really take care of themselves, take care of each other. Just like when you were talking to your friends about, I'm going to interview this girl. It's like, we're all so connected, and I'm so blessed to have and still have all those friendships. I don't have any brothers or sisters, Cameron. So it's like, in a lot of ways, those guys and girls were, and there's something about being connected on that level of like, we've played in arenas together, and we've played in crap holes together. We've just done all this stuff together, and you can never take that away. Like somebody that goes through the service, like our military, same kind of thing, or, just people that are connected in a strange way. That helps me. Like, I know if I'm ever really, really down or feeling bad, that I can always reach out to like hundreds of different people everywhere in the world. And like, we can just connect like we were like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And I know that a lot of people listening have groups of people like that. And that's really important to have that community. They don't need to be your best friends, and they don't need to be people that you speak to every single day, but it's just, nice to like stay connected with them. Other things with that, I learned a lot of lessons during wrestling. Like there's just a lot of things that you learn the hard way when you're out in front of thousands of people live TV. Like you just learn a lot of things like your everyday Joe Blow isn't going to learn. So you can take those lessons with you. And I try to share that stuff with my band members or other friends that I have, and, my family, and just see if there's some nuggets and things that I was shown that I can share with other people that might help them too.
That's cool. Now the new single, Just Say Yes, the previous albums, the YouTube channel. I want to make sure and let our listeners and our viewers know. I mean, it's pretty hard not to be able to find you, right?
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate that. And then like just Goldy with a Y, GoldyLocksBand.com. Everything is there and how to follow and all that stuff. We would love a YouTube comment though that just basically says that you were listening to your show, just Cameron's show. Just put it down and just say listening and had a great time or thanks a lot.
So as you go back into the rock genre, how has the following been over the years in rock? I mean, I talk a lot with country, I talk with Christian, I talk with a little bit of everything. I don't talk a lot with rock bands as much as I used to, but okay. How has the rock genre changed over your course of your career, if you will?
I think younger people like rock older stuff, which that's changed, like there was a time when our booking agent was saying like when we were playing covers intertwined, he's like, don't play any of this, don't play any of that. Nobody wants to hear that. Now that's all they want to hear. So that's interesting. Like it's changed where a lot of the kids want to hear like the old rock, which is strange, but that's what they want to hear. People want to hear what they want to hear. They want to wear clothes from the 70s and the 80s or high-waisted, whatever. It all rolls around. People usually just come to see us. If they want to hang with us, they don't really care for playing more pop or more rock. You can tell the crowd by what they're wearing, what they're going to want to hear. And then we'll push it a certain way, lean it a certain way. And then, we've got 800 covers that we play also. And in that is a ton of pop and a ton of 90s and grunge and 2000s and now. And it's like, it's nice to be able to look at somebody and judge them and size them up and who's behind you and know what they're going to want to hear.
That is Anya.
Who?
Her name is Anya.
How did you come up with Anya?
Well, actually, she is, you can see she's a tabby, and most tabbies are about 90% are male. And
You're
so
Anya.
She was supposed to be a male, we thought, and she was 6 weeks old whenever we realized she was not a male. So she went from being, I can't even remember what, she had a male name, and we couldn't figure out, and my wife came up with Anya. She just liked that name.
I love it. Those cats are something special. You got a lot of great stuff behind you too. And I see, who's your bobblehead at the very top?
That is Colt Ford. That's my buddy Colt Ford. You know who Colt is? He's the country rapper.
I have shot all of Colt's pictures. So anything that you see.
Oh, have you really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I was trying to see if there's any. Yeah, Colt's a good guy.
Yeah, he's.
I was seeing if I had any of his albums nearby, but yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, thoughts and prayers going out to him. He's
not doing too good.
Yeah, on the mend out in Arizona. So, but yeah.
Yeah, God.
Oh,
we got to get him better.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, Goldy, it has been great visiting with you today, getting to know you. And whenever you come down Southwest Oklahoma area or Texas, Kansas, let me know. Let me know. I'll come jam with you guys.
I appreciate it. Let's talk with this band, whatever. That's going to be really cool. Thank you for having me on with them.
That'd be awesome. Well, Goldy, again, thank you so much for your time. Check her out online. And again, the new single, Just Say Yes. Goldy, again, thank you so much for your time.
Cameron Dole, thanks for having me.